What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today's scenario is pretty self-explanatory. When Zamasu swapped bodies with Goku, he realistically could have swapped bodies with pretty much anyone they had in mind. And don't worry, I know a bunch of you are going to suggest other people for him to swap with, and there will be more videos in the future like this one. By the way, if you liked the video, drop a like. If we hit 4,000 likes, I'll make another like this. But today's is about him swapping bodies with Jiren. So, how will that play out? Well, let's begin this story. Instead of just swapping bodies with Goku, which is still a good idea, he decides he's gonna swap with the strongest mortal that he could find. Apparently there's some rumors about some really strong mortal existing in Universe 11. Now, he could swap with the God of Destruction or somebody else, but it's only fitting for him to take a mortal's body. And if he's gonna take a mortal's body, it must be the strongest one that he could find. It would be perfect, a metaphor for gods triumphing over mortals, Zamasu commandeering the body of the strongest mortal with no effort. And he finds out that mortal's name is Jiren, thanks to a trip to Zuno. With a wish to Super Shenron, Zamasu then steals Jiren's body. Then teleporting over to Universe 11 where Jiren is, who is now in Zamasu's body. Of course he's going to be confused, he has no idea what's going on. And then he sees himself appear in front of him. The rest of the Pride Troopers are actually with Jiren when this happens. And they're just as confused, but they can already tell there's some villainy going on. Without hesitation, Jiren Black lifts up a hand, eradicating his old body. And to truly show that he's accepted this new body, Jiren Black then utilizes magic to change his clothes, making them look like Jiren's old clothes, except now a different color. The Pride Troopers are still confused. How did another Jiren appear, and why did he teleport here? How did he change his clothes like that? Why is he wearing an earring? They don't know what's going on, but it's not good. This clearly is not him. And Jiren Black takes pride in destroying the Pride Troopers. He welcomes them to all attack him. And with no effort at all, Jiren Black completely sweeps them. And he could tell, he doesn't have the full power of this body, but this power is still more than enough. Although he knows it's going to be a struggle accessing the rest of it. So he'll make that his goal. One Pride Trooper remains, Toppo. He sees no other choice than to use his God of Destruction mode. Before Zamasu stopped here, he did eradicate the Kai of this universe, which then killed the God of Destruction. Toppo will take it upon himself now to use that title, utilizing that power as well. He clashed with Jiren Black. And this is when Zamasu truly realizes. Of course, he knew Jiren was strong, but he sees the extent of that power. This is the strength of a mere mortal? Well, now it's the strength of a god. Toppo tries to Hakai Jiren Black. And this is actually a struggle for him. Toppo's launching his most powerful attack. And Zamasu decides to try and draw all of Jiren's power, as much as he can at least. He powers up fully, able to eradicate Toppo's attack. With a single blast, Toppo's blast is sent right back to him, destroying Toppo in the process. Jiren Black powers back down. This will definitely be more than enough. Jiren Black first starts off by eradicating this universe, and then this entire timeline really. Next, he's gonna head to Trunks' timeline, in order to recruit another Zamasu. The next step of the Zero Immortals plan. Zamasu's reaction to Jiren Black's appearance is pretty much the same as it was before, with Goku Black at least. The two Zamasus are now working in unison. Honestly, Jiren Black wants to attack Universe 11 first here, just to make sure the Jiren of this timeline is eradicated. But that might be a bit tough because he doesn't have full access to Jiren's power at the moment. But they can still go to Universe 7 in the meantime while Jiren Black tries to access that strength. They'll start there, eradicating Trunks and everything that he stands for. But they're not going to make this quick. They want to savor this moment, especially when killing Trunks. He's a sinner, one of the main people they want to eradicate. Sadly for Jiren Black, there is no Goku in this timeline. He did kill the Goku in the other timeline though, which was pretty fun actually. But he didn't really see it coming, and he realizes that he can't make it quick here. He caused havoc in that timeline too rapidly and didn't really get to savor it. He wants to see the fear on those mortals' faces. He wants them to know why they're being eradicated, and by whom. He learned from his mistakes in that timeline. Thankfully, he has sort of a do-over with Trunks. This kind of works in Trunks' favor because it allows him to survive longer, escaping barely. And he has no idea who Jiren Black is. Unlike with Goku Black, he doesn't recognize that face. There's no mystery to him because, as far as he could tell, that's the face of a villain. He doesn't know any other Jiren. It's not like where Goku Black where he knew that it couldn't have been him. Here, he just assumed it's someone else. He doesn't even make the connection that it could be an imposter. Jiren Black is definitely pretty strong. Of course, he's not going to have transformations like Goku Black, but he doesn't need them anyways. Even when suppressed, his strength is way too much for anybody to handle. At least that's what his destruction of the other timeline showed him. At one point, Trunks is able to escape, getting in some vehicle and then disappearing, and Jiren Black decides he's not even going to chase Trunks. For one, he knows that Trunks is going to definitely return, but he's confident in his own power and waits here. Whatever Trunks is doing, it definitely won't be enough. But he'll let him do it, just to rub it in his face that the mortals can stop playing gods. Nothing they do will usurp the power of the gods. Not even this strongest mortal, Jiren, could. Not too long after, Trunks returns to this timeline with Goku and Vegeta. Unlike with Goku Black, since Jiren Black never went to that present timeline, nobody made the connection that he could be related to Zamasu somehow. And again, they don't even know that he's an imposter, so they're going in with no knowledge at all about him. But also at the same time, they realize this is going to be dangerous. They face Jiren Black together, and even with both of them in Super Saiyan Blue, they're hopeless against him. Nothing they do against him really works. And he's still suppressed. But he's glad because Goku's here. Another Goku for him to kill. But with how terribly this battle is going for them, Goku, Trunks, and Vegeta realize they need to retreat. In mid-fight, someone else appears, Zamasu. It briefly distracts Jiren Black, as he turns over to his colleague, with Goku then grabbing onto everyone and teleporting them away. That was a Kai, wasn't it? They didn't ask any questions, and they don't know anything further either. But what they do know is they need to leave now, getting into the time machine, going back to the present timeline. Immediately, they tell Beerus and Whis about everything. Jiren Black had some sort of earring on, a Patara it looked like, and another Kai showed up. He was green and had a purplish outfit. And they can immediately tell who he's talking about. It's Zamasu. Why was he there in Universe 7 in that timeline? And they ask more about this other guy that they were fighting. They actually don't know his name. Trunks can't call him Jiren Black because he doesn't know who Jiren is. This villain is nameless to them, but Goku describes him. And he's stronger than anyone they've ever fought. And Whis is able to conjure up an image of who this guy is, getting all the info from them. He'll look into this, and meanwhile, Beerus is going to look into Zamasu. So what do they do now? Well, they could train in the meantime. They do need to wait for the time machine to refuel. And they could try and formulate a plan, but for the time being, all I could do is wait for Beerus and Whis to research this even more. They do find out that Zamasu is plotting to kill Gowasu and then do something evil. They don't know exactly what, but Beerus and Whis keep an eye on him. Even taking Goku there with him because he's just curious to meet this guy, in order to confirm that it is the same Kai that he saw in the future timeline. He's able to confirm this, and everything with Zamasu actually goes relatively normally, ending with him being Hakkai'd because he does try to kill Gowasu. But still, there's the mystery of who that other guy was. So he had a Patara earring on, and Goku didn't actually notice the time ring either. It's not something that was easy to pick up on like that. And Whis was doing some research. In his staff, he shows Goku an image of a mortal, one from Universe 11 who's incredibly powerful, apparently rumored to be on the level of a god of destruction even. And he exactly fits Goku's description. Goku confirms that this is him. But that doesn't make sense. This guy, Jiren, apparently he's a superhero in that universe. He's a completely good guy. He's part of a crew of good guys. Why would he do this, and how would he do this? How would he even know Zamasu? Gowasu jumps in too. He's never met Jiren. He doesn't know how that connection would even exist. But then Whis finds out something strange. He's looking at the other timeline versions of Jiren, and he notices something. In Trunks' timeline, there's 2 Jirens. He travels over there just to check his staff and see what's going on. There's Jiren from Universe 11 and then Jiren Black, who's currently in Universe 7, allied with Zamasu. Of course, Whis can't intervene with anything. He just came here to check, and he comes back to relay the info. So this other Jiren, he's not even from that timeline. He has to be some sort of imposter. They finally make the connection. He's related to Zamasu somehow. And Whis even notes, he had a time ring on. But that doesn't make sense that he could use the time ring. Jiren's just a mortal, he's not a Kai. And with him wearing the Patara earring, I mean, anyone could wear that, but still. How would Jiren get possession of that? Why would he have that and the time ring, and how would he be able to use the time ring? They do have a theory, but they're not too sure. What if Zamasu commandeered Jiren's body? What if Zamasu stole Jiren's body? Hey, that's the title of this video. It sounds outlandish, but it seems to be the only explanation. They all go back to Universe 7, with Vegeta and Trunks being filled in. Trunks, of course, has no idea about any of this. Nor does Vegeta. But Vegeta raises an interesting question. If there's 2 Jirens in that timeline, why didn't Jiren Black, which they're going to call him that now, why didn't he attack that Jiren? Why did he allow that other Jiren to exist with him? Why did he go to Trunks' timeline first? Could it be that he doesn't want to fight Jiren? As the group's brainstorming, they realize that this idea is actually pretty good. This theory from Vegeta actually sounds pretty sound. As crazy as this whole situation is, it does kind of make sense. The 3 of them go back to Trunks' timeline, with a plan this time. But they are going to need some help. Shin and Gowasu decide to go along with them. Why are the Kais going? What are they supposed to do? Well, they can hop timelines, but they're not too sure how to hop universes. However, the Kais, they'll be able to help out with this. Trunks and crew confront Jiren Black, saying they know all about the plan. Of course, they still don't know everything. For one, Zamasu reveals that he's immortal. And they do go through the backstory, explaining everything about themselves and what they're doing here. But Vegeta jumps in and questions, asking why they left Jiren alive. There has to be some sort of reason for it. And this confuses the two Zamasus. How do they know about this? And Vegeta laughs. They know the Zero Mortals plan now, and they know the cracks within it. And now it's time to enact their own plan, one that they formulated just before coming here. The first order of business is to buy some time, and Gowasu was actually able to help with that. They learned something pretty interesting. Apparently, Potara fusion isn't permanent for mortals. Goku then teleports up to Zamasu, taking his Potara earring. He wants to try to do the same with Jiren Black, but he knows that it would be way too dangerous to get close to it. But this will prevent those two from fusing. And on the flip side, Goku and Vegeta have their own pair of Potara earrings, quickly placing them on, fusing into Vegeta. Of course, their strength alone won't be enough to face Jiren Black, even if they're just trying to buy time. But maybe Vegeta, with the power of Super Saiyan Blue, who knows? It might not be enough to defeat Jiren Black, but it'll hold him off for now. Vegito Blue launches in, completely ignoring Zamasu, who's attacked by Trunks. Trunks doesn't care that he's immortal. He's not trying to kill Zamasu, he's just holding him off for now. And Jiren Black comments on this. Do they really think this will kill him? And Vegito says he's not actually too sure. He's just waiting for Shin and Gowasu to arrive. And Jiren Black wonders what they're talking about. They saw the cracks in their plan? And then it starts to hit him. Do they realize what they're afraid of? The one loose end that they still have in this timeline. The actual Jiren from here. Now, Jiren Black's gotten more used to Jiren's body. And with Zamasu being in it, it does give him a little bit of a boost in strength. But he still doesn't want to face Jiren just yet because first of all, he's not too sure how strong this timeline's Jiren is, and second of all, he doesn't know if he'll stack up well against him, especially without a full control on his power. It's not like helping these Saiyans helped too much either because he was able to wash them pretty easily. Unlike Goku Black, who was actually able to experience pain in a true battle, Jiren Black didn't really get that experience, at least until now against Vegito. Vegito is still not overpowering him though, but it's the point that he never actually had a true battle until just at this moment. And this isn't going to be the last. While Trunks is facing Zamasu, Zamasu's then sealed in something, another dimension. Both of them are equally confused, but Trunks turns around seeing the Pride Troopers are here. They look kinda weird. A few of them actually came to help, so that means Gowasu and Shin were successful. The other Pride Troopers should be here too. They didn't bring too many of the Pride Troopers, just a few that could help them function. And of course, they did bring the two strongest, Toppo and Jiren. This is this timeline Jiren too, by the way. I know, timeline nonsense is confusing, but this is the thing that Jiren Black was afraid of. Vegito looks over at Jiren. It's nice to meet him. And he tells Jiren not to worry, he's one of the good guys. But Jiren isn't really that talkative. Aw, that kinda sucks. Vegito was in a good mood, but this guy is just kind of, silent. Vegito finds his stoicism actually pretty funny. But whatever, point is they need to stop this imposter Jiren. And Jiren's already way ahead of Vegito, immediately rushing into the battle, with the two of them fighting together. And Vegito gets to see the true strength of Jiren, or at least the real Jiren. And not their timeline Jiren, but some other Jiren. It's close enough. It makes him wonder how strong the Jiren in his timeline is, if he'll ever get to encounter him soon. But Jiren simply tells Vegito, stay out of the way. He's gonna handle this. And it's good timing too because soon after, Vegito then defuses, not realizing that Super Saiyan Blue is drastically gonna shorten the time of their fusion. But it's whatever. Vegito accomplished what he needed by buying some time. Jiren Black is struggling to face the true Jiren, who immediately draws out his full power. Toppo then joins in too, asking if Jiren needs his assistance. But Jiren says he's got this. He can tell. This imposter doesn't have a full grasp on his power yet. So what better way to defeat him than using his full power? Jiren powers up completely, no longer suppressed. This is the only way to defeat himself after all, overpowering him. His strength is absolute, far above this fake. A battle between the Jirens ensues, and pretty quickly it becomes clear that Jiren has the advantage, making quick work of Jiren Black. He's not going to be the type to mess around here, and the faker is killed. That was pretty awesome to watch. Gowasu and Shin thanked the Pride Troopers, taking them back to their respective universe. They were kind of saddened to see how torn up this universe was, but at least they did help save what little remained. But what are they supposed to do now? Can they restore the damage done? Well, not really. The Super Dragon Balls here are destroyed. Same for the timeline that Jiren Black came from. And in the present timeline, they were just used in the Universe 6 tournament. But even if they can't restore everything, it's fine. They saved this timeline, preventing it from being destroyed completely. And Trunks tells them, hope will persist. They've faced bad things before, and they've persevered. They'll do it once again. And with that, we'll leave off here. So what do you guys think about this story? What do you think is going to happen if I do any others like this? And what characters would you like to see Zamasu commandeer? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal so we can see more videos like this. If you haven't already, Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel, including any other videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.